Hey Virgo, this reading today is for all of my single Virgos, and we're gonna see what could be coming towards you in love for this week. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, may or may not resonate. You are always welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. Just a quick reminder, if you'd like to get a personal reading, I offer those through Etsy, and the link is in the description box below the video. So we're gonna jump right into it today, Virgo. Oh my goodness, my deck here has some cards that are turned around. There we go. We're gonna jump into it today, Virgo, and we're gonna be seeing what could be coming towards my single Virgos when it comes to love. The card that was turned around was the World card, which is a card of happiness, fulfillment, and satisfaction. So maybe that's signaling that there could be something happening this week, Virgo, that could make you feel happy, fulfilled, and satisfied, but we will see where it goes. Tell me what could be coming toward Virgo this week for love. So the first card coming out is actually super awesome, you guys. It is the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this is a card that tends to indicate somebody who is just really happy with where they're at in their life. Typically, it is somebody who has been working on themselves, they're independent, they're self-sufficient, they've got great self-esteem, they've been building themselves up. This is someone who is not looking for love to come in and like complete them. This is somebody who is fully complete on their own. And it's like they're looking for somebody to come in to kind of complement and add to their life. So it's somebody who's already like super happy on their own, but like also very open to love. Now, the other thing that I'll say about the Nine of Pentacles is that this is someone who has super great boundaries, really good standards. They do not settle for less than what they deserve. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo this week, the Moon. So this is definitely interesting, you guys, okay? The Moon tends to represent something hidden. There's definitely a part of me that's like, is this giving secret admirer vibes? Is there somebody right now who has hidden feelings for you that could potentially be revealed to you this week? We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward my single Virgos, please. The Fool. Okay. There's definitely a brand new chance for love this week, Virgo. I actually kind of like this a lot. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles as the first card. Like I said, that's kind of like you working on yourself, feeling confident, feeling great in your life. That's a very magnetic place to attract love, Virgo, okay? And then we had the Moon, and I'm like, there's kind of like secret admirer vibes. And so there could be somebody right now who's maybe been kind of like keeping an eye on you, asking around about you, being curious about you, working up the courage to make a move. Because then we've got the Fool, which is like literally about a brand new beginning in love. It's almost like the tarot is saying, this could be a really great week for you, Virgo, to take a leap of faith when it comes to love. Put yourself out there, because I think there is somebody here who is going to be revealing their feelings for you this week. So it's a great indicator if you're single and if you're looking for love. It's kind of like somebody's coming out of the woodworks here, and they're going to be showing you that they're super interested in you, which feels very exciting. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading, Virgo. We're going to look at this person, and we're going to look at you. So we're going to look at their overall energy this week, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking, and we'll look at the same thing for you to kind of get a sense of what's going on in the dynamic. So tell me about this person who is here for my single Virgos, please. First card coming out is the Four of Swords. Very interesting to me, Virgo. Now, the Four of Swords is a much quieter energy. Maybe someone who's a little bit shy, maybe someone who's a little bit introspective, right? And so I do get the sense that maybe this person has been working up the courage to ask you out. It's kind of like they've been thinking it through, they've been strategizing, they've been trying to figure out like what's the right way to approach Virgo. But I do think they have like a bit more of a quieter energy. Maybe they're a bit of a shy person, perhaps. Tell me more about this person's energy for this week, please. Queen of Pentacles, lovely. So this is Earth energy. You could be dealing with a fellow Earth sign romantically. Another Virgo, maybe a Taurus, maybe a Capricorn. I actually love this energy so much. Don't worry about the gender, but the Queen of Pentacles is an energy of somebody who is stable. I was gonna say has their shit together. You know, like they're reliable. They're consistent. They have their life together. So what I see is that this person coming towards you is coming towards you, Virgo, with this very stable, grounded energy. And the Queen of Pentacles is also a very like nurturing type of energy, where it's like they want to nurture the connection. They want to nurture what the two of you are building together. They might be doing really well in their career. They might be in a really good financial position. Those things can definitely be suggested by the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about their energy for this week, please. And then the Death card. Interesting. So here's the funny thing, you guys. The Death card is about an ending that leads to a new beginning. I almost get the sense here that something significant has recently wrapped up for your person, okay? So maybe something in their life has ended, some sort of cycle has come to a close, whatever that is. It's a general reading, right? So take it if and how it connects. But what I often feel with the Death card is it is ultimately a card of transformation that leads to a new beginning. And sometimes what happens is it's almost like we need to resolve something in our own life before we're ready for something new. And that's the vibe that I'm getting for your person. It's like maybe the reason they've been, like I said, maybe keeping an eye on you, but not yet making a move is because they had to deal with something personally in their life. I feel like the Death card is suggesting that that situation has now been dealt with. And essentially what it's doing, Virgo, is it's now creating space for them to come in and pursue you. So let's see what they could be feeling for you this week, please. Okay, we will definitely take that, Virgo. Four of Wands, which you probably know is the 1111 card. And this is marriage, you guys. This is commitment. This is building a life together. So this is actually like super amazing because what it tells me is that this person who has been maybe thinking about you, wanting to approach you, and now reaching out this week, the reason they're doing that, Virgo, is because they see something serious. The Four of Wands is a huge indicator that when this person thinks about you, they think long-term. They envision the future together. They envision building a life together. So it's not that this person is coming in and offering something casual, but nothing wrong with that if that's what you're looking for. But I will say that the energy here is very future oriented. It's very like somebody who, I don't think they would make a move on you, Virgo, unless they saw this as being something long-term, okay, potentially. So that's really beautiful. I think what this says is like they're coming in with the intention to see if this could turn into something long-term because they believe that the potential is there. Okay, kind of feel like I'm gonna sneeze, you guys. All right, let's see what else they could be feeling, please. 10 of Wands, yeah. I do think something has been going on for your person. Like 10 of Wands here is being weighed down, having stressors, having a lot of responsibility on their plate. So maybe that's what is ending with the Death card. I think there is something to be said for making space for love within our lives. And I feel like maybe even like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, your person was still in the midst of working through some sort of stressful thing that they've got on their plate. And so there is kind of that heaviness, there is that stress. I feel like with the 10 of Wands, your person probably has had a lot of responsibility that's been placed on them, whether that's at work or with friends or family, whatever it is. But I do feel like the 10 of Wands is like that situation is resolving. So we're definitely seeing a bit of a theme here where it's like your person may have been like keeping tabs on you, waiting for the right time to make a move. And maybe even like I'm getting the message a few weeks ago would not have been the right time because they would have been in the midst of whatever that stressful, heavy situation is. But now that situation is resolving and now they're like, okay, this is when I want to pursue Virgo. Tell me more, please, about what they could be feeling this week. 8 of Pentacles, I love that. This is a card of hard work and investment, you guys. I mean, this is a card of somebody who puts in the effort to what's important to them. So what I can see here is that with this person coming towards you this week, they're going to be totally invested in the connection. This is somebody who really prioritizes what's important to them and puts in the effort to what's important to them. And so I think you're going to see with this person that they are a really great partner, if I'm being honest, Virgo, because they're not just going to be like sitting back and waiting to see what happens. They're going to be very intentional about moving the relationship forward, showing up for you, showing that they're invested in you, and showing that they're committed. So let's see what actions they could be taking this week, please. 5 of Swords, yeah. I'm not surprised to see that, you guys. So we have talked about how maybe your person's been dealing with something stressful. We talk a lot about the 5 of Swords on my channel where I'm like, this feels like drama, drama, drama. It feels like external situations that are causing stress. And so this fits with the narrative that we've been talking about where maybe your person has been going through something stressful. Maybe, I don't know, somebody's been causing problems. Somebody like stabbed them in the back. I'm getting like maybe a business deal went a little bit weird and something like that. You know what I mean? And so I think your person is taking steps to resolve that. And you'll notice with the Five of Swords here, there's an individual in the background who's walking away, right? So it's like, to me, this represents your person disengaging from any negative or toxic energy within their life, right? Maybe it's even a situation with an ex. I don't know. Take it how it might connect. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Six of Swords, yeah. I mean, Six of Swords directly follows here from the Five of Swords. It's a transitional energy of moving away from rocky waters toward much smoother sailing. So again, it's like, I feel like I'm a broken record a little bit, Virgo, but we're getting a very strong message for your person where they're like detaching from something that's been heavy and maybe a bit stressful. And because they're now detaching from that, this is creating space for them to come in and make a move. It's creating that opening for them to be like, I now have the mental bandwidth. I now have the capacity to pursue Virgo, because I think your person's quite intentional. I really do. And I think that they know if they had even asked you out like 3 weeks ago, they would not have had the time at that point to really show up for you in the way that you deserve. And I think your person is very intentional about that. Like, I don't think that this person does anything half-assed, you know? I think it's very important to them that they put the time and the energy to anything in their life that's important. And I think, like, I'm getting the message that it's very important for them to be fair to you. And I think this is a beautiful quality, honestly, in a relationship. And I think the reason maybe they didn't reach out or ask you out sooner is because they didn't want to ask you out when maybe they were in the middle of a huge business deal and there was some complexity and they knew they wouldn't have time to take you out on dates, for example. So I don't know why all of this is coming to my mind, but I just feel like there's something here about timing, and something may have resolved in your person's life recently that now gives them space to come in and pursue you. Let's get one more card about what actions they could be taking. Knight of Swords, beautiful. Yeah, I mean, charging forward with you. Maybe you're dealing with an air sign, a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius, but yeah, it's almost like that situation just needed to resolve. And as soon as it has, they're like, okay, I'm totally ready to charge forward with Virgo. I'm ready to pursue. The Knight of Swords is quite brazen. They know what they want and they go after it, Virgo, and nothing can stop them. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that they're directing towards you. It's like they have their sights set on you. They've been waiting for the right time. And now that it is the right time, it feels like, they're going to be very directly pursuing you. I don't think you're going to have to guess if this person is into you. I think it's going to be very clear. All right, so let's look at Virgo's energy for this week, please. And then we've got the Hanged Man for the first card, okay? So Hanged Man is definitely interesting, you guys. It's kind of like slowing down, pausing, looking at things from a different perspective. So there could be something about this connection where at first you're like, I mean, maybe you didn't expect this person to ask you out. Maybe there's something in your life that you're seeing differently. I don't know, you guys. Let's see. Tell me more about Virgo's energy. Oh, what is this? Seven of Swords. Interesting, you guys. It's almost like giving the vibe of, can I trust this? Right? Which is interesting to me because we didn't see anything in your person's energy. Like, I didn't talk about trust or anything. That didn't really come up as a theme at all when we looked at your person. But then as soon as I started looking at the energy for you, it's kind of like slowing things down, wondering if you can trust that with the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is like the thief of the tarot. It's an energy of like wondering, can I trust this? Is this okay? And it's interesting. Like, I don't know where that's coming from for you, Virgo. This might be a good week to kind of explore that. But I do feel like this person's coming in and pursuing you, but you're going to be like a little bit hesitant at first about whether or not you can trust it. Interesting. Tell me more. Six of Wands. Okay. Maybe some of you guys are meeting this person at work. Six of Wands is actually a really nice card about victory and success. So maybe at first you're a little bit like unsure, but then you decide to give them a chance. Okay. I mean, maybe you know this person. Maybe you're already aware of this person and you know that they've been going through some big changes. So maybe there's part of you that's like, I know they just had this crazy thing happen with their business, or I know they just had this crazy thing happen in their family. Are they ready? Can I trust that they're ready to pursue a relationship? Maybe it's something like that. Let's see what Virgo could be feeling this week. Ten of Swords. Or maybe it's that you've got some past trust issues you need to work through. I've got to say, you guys, I'm going to throw something out there, and I just want to say it's not for everybody. As always with my readings, take it or leave it. I am getting a little bit of a vibe of potential history here for some of you with this person. It's not for all of you. But I wonder for some of you if this like secret admirer who's been keeping tabs on you is someone who you dated before, somebody who you had a relationship with before. Maybe the timing was not right, and now it is. Like, I'm also kind of getting the vibe, and you have to leave me a comment and let me know if this connects. Like, did you go out with this person recently? And when I say recently, I feel like maybe in the last like 3 months, you know? Like, did you go on a date and then did they not follow up? Did they kind of, to you, feel like they blew you off? And now they're coming around and they're like, Virgo, can we go out again? And they're really pursuing you. And you're like, but like, we did go out. You didn't really act that great. Can I trust this? You know what I mean? Let me know if that connects. I just feel like maybe you went out with somebody in the recent past and it didn't go past a first date and it was frustrating. But I feel like it was because your person had shit going on in their life. I'm not excusing this behavior. I'm just kind of saying that might be what was happening. And now that they have like the space to pursue you, they're coming back and you're like, okay, but can I trust this? Because like we went on a date and then I feel like you just went MIA. So what's happening? It could be that. That's obviously not for everybody. The other thing that I can see with the Ten of Swords is that this can indicate, you know, being hurt before. Like it can speak to having trust issues because somebody has hurt us, right? So maybe you've had some bad relationships and now when it comes to somebody new, you're very careful with not jumping in too quickly and taking your time to figure out if you can really trust them. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. Four of Pentacles. I think you've got something from the past you need to let go of. This is why, like, I wouldn't be surprised for some of you if there has already been some sort of connection with this person. Like I said, it's not like you need to have had a long-term relationship with them. It could be that you went out on a couple dates with them in the recent past, or I'm also getting like a year ago. I don't know, you guys. I don't know where that timing's coming from, but it just feels like, yeah, maybe there is a little bit of history and that's making you a bit nervous because it didn't really like take off before. And now I feel like this person really wants to pursue you and you're just being a little bit careful with it, right? And like I said, for some of you, there could also just be like emotional baggage that you have completely unrelated to this person that maybe you need to release in order to be able to trust, right? Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. Eight of Cups. Interesting. I don't know, Virgo. Like, I almost feel you're not sure if this is what you want to pursue. You're very hesitant. Your energy is very cautious. Let's see what actions you're taking. Okay. I mean, Knight of Cups is super romantic. It kind of suggests that maybe you're super hesitant. You're not sure if you want to pursue them, but then you decide to maybe give them a chance. Let's see. Nine of Wands. You've been tested before. What is this? Five of Pentacles. Look at that, you guys. Okay. I see some big stuff coming up for you related to trust this week, Virgo. Okay. And so I think you need to figure out, first of all, are these trust issues related to this person or not? Because like I said, I do think for some of you, there is potentially some history here. So maybe the trust issues do come from this person. Like I said, maybe you went out on a couple of dates and then they kind of disappeared and now they're back and you're like, what's up? You know, what are you doing? But it could also be completely unrelated to this person, right? You've been hurt before, you've been left out in the cold, you've felt abandoned in past relationships. Now you've got someone here pursuing you, but it still feels like you're a bit emotionally tender. Like I feel there's a strong energy here for you this week, Virgo, around, can I really trust this? Can I really open my heart? Can I really be vulnerable? And if you're resonating with that message, I think that's a really good time to kind of explore where that's coming from for you personally, right? And this might be a week to kind of explore themes of trust and asking yourself, am I ready to take that leap of faith, or do I still need more time to work on myself? Now, here's the thing, this is my opinion, this is not a tarot thing. This is just my personal thoughts, Virgo. I don't personally feel that we need to be like fully healed before getting into a new relationship. I just don't personally think that's realistic because humans are, you know, we're messy. Emotions are complex. I don't know, like there's a lot of stuff that's happened to me that like I have peace from, like over time I got peace about that situation, but there still might be moments where I feel triggered, like every once in a while. Like I don't think it's as simple as like we deal with one thing, we put it in a box and we never think about it again because human emotions are complex. So I don't think it's a case where like you can't explore this connection, but I do think that if there are big stuff coming up for you about trust, I do think the tarot is saying you're going to have to look at it because you can give this person a chance. But if it turns out that you just feel you can't trust anybody right now, it's probably going to show up as a problem at some point. So there might be, maybe the Nine of Pentacles is saying like, this is the time to do that work on yourself, right? That could be a good chance for it. So I'm very curious here, Virgo, because I want to take a look and see what the potential outcome is here. Ace of Pentacles, giving it a chance. Okay. So I feel like the tarot is saying, if you're open to it, give it a chance, right? That's what dating is for, you guys. Dating is for exploring a connection to see if it could potentially turn into something more. And I feel like this outcome is saying, give yourself a chance to explore it. Look, you might be kind of pissed because maybe you went out like 3 months ago, a year ago, and you went out on a date or two and they kind of ghosted you. That's not good behavior. But if they're coming back around, they're explaining, they're showing up for you, they're putting in the effort, you could give it a chance if you want, right? So I feel like the tarot is kind of saying there's a chance to explore something this week and see how it goes. In order for you to do that though, you might personally have to overcome some trust issues in order to put yourself out there. And I do think there is something about your person where if you connected with them previously, I don't think the timing was right. I think they had some stuff going on. And yeah, maybe they did kind of ghost you and not follow up after a date if you went out with them before. I'm not saying that's cool. It's not cool. But I do feel like if they're coming back now, they're not doing it without intention, Virgo. And I think they're looking at it and they're going to be explaining and saying like, I'm so sorry you didn't hear from me after that date we had 6 months ago. I was in this place where I was like super focused on my business or this personal stuff that I had going on, and I wasn't available, but I actually really, really do like you. And I'm wondering now if we could give it a chance. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. And I feel like the outcome is saying you could give it a chance, right? You could give yourself a chance to explore this potential new beginning and see if it feels right for you and just kind of take it day by day. So I do think there's an opportunity for love this week, Virgo, but as you can see, there's definitely some complexity to it. And at the end of the day, it's always up to you to decide what you want to do. If you don't want to go out with this person, don't go out with this person. But I think there is some potential here, but it's going to involve you maybe overcoming some fears. But I did see some really nice stuff in your person's energy. That's why I'm almost kind of feeling like I want to advocate and be like, give them a chance, right? Dating doesn't mean you're jumping into a full-blown relationship. It just means you're exploring. And I feel like there's enough in your person's energy to suggest it might be worth exploring and see where it goes. That's all I'm saying. You do you, but that's all I'm saying, you guys. So I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you'd like to get a personal reading, I offer those through Etsy and the link is in the description box below the video. Of course, I wish you love, I wish you happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.